My name's Steve Headley, I'm the Assistant General Secretary of the RMT. We're down here to show solidarity with the people who are opposing fracking and also against the police brutality that's going on down here. One of our members got arrested yesterday for basically sitting down and peacefully protesting with our MP. Fliss Permy got arrested yesterday, isn't she?
Who did?
Fliss from TFL branch. RMT member.
There's some really good quotes from the energy minister that said, on why provide like 2 to 4%.
So you're going to cause all this ecological damage, potential earthquakes, poison the water supply, and it's going to be at the most 2% of the gas?
Yeah, it's a fucking waste of time. So like I said, there's energy security is their claim, and obviously profit for private companies, which is the two key motivations. And of course, they believe that profit creates wealth and all that bollocks, which obviously has been found to be completely false in every situation. But also, I mean, even the energy minister has been caught privately saying it's not like, he said, if the government wants fracking so much, why don't they put it in their own backyards? Because he obviously thinks I think a lot of people think this is a mistake for agenda. But like I say, if you put it in to it's part of the agenda to make gas our future for 20 to 30 years at least. We tie it into that. We put all of our investment into gas powered stations, renewable, right? Okay, because so this is overall supporting gas companies. It's not really the drilling companies are not going to make much money. It's not going to save consumers. Yeah, it's going to be gas companies, because once we're locked in for 20 to 30 years and we're looking at doing the building now in the next 2 years instead of renewables, then once we're locked in, gas prices have already increased.
All the lower levels off, haven't they?
Yeah, so gas prices have already increased, and they're going to increase exponentially. Over the next 30 years, so energy prices are going to absolutely soar, and they're going to be able to
sort of a monopoly then, because they've invested all this money in gas.
Yeah, and this is one of the excuses for it. It's like, well, we're using gas stations, because we've got our own gas supply because of this, that, and the other. But the fact is, even at top estimates, it's going to 4%. It's going to save the British consumer. It's probably not going to in the short term. It won't save any money. There's no evidence to prove that in the short term it will do, and that's why. Again, the gas companies themselves, Cuadrillas, have admitted it's not going to save money on energy prices. So it doesn't help fuel poverty, as the church says. And then in the medium to long term, it's going to catastrophically increase energy prices for people, and that's what I worry about.
So what can trade unions do about to help?
Well, I think really getting on board with the fuel poverty agenda in general. There's 10,000 extra winter deaths last year because pensioners are choosing between heating and eating. So getting in touch with the retired branches of trade unions is a massive thing. We need the retired, because they are strong and well organised.
Retired members' branches
are really decent,
Of course, all their final salary pension schemes are being closed as well. That's another thing. They're doing to save money, isn't it? So people are going to be worse off anyway.
If they're going to be worse off anyway, and it affects all of us, basically our futures, but also right now our energy-wise are really, they're really at a bad point. We're really, like I say, pensioners choose between heating their homes or eating each day, and that's a bad situation in the middle of winter. And like I say, it's caused at least 10,000 extra winter deaths the past 2 years running, above recent records, which is a lot of old people dying in homes alone in the cold, which is fucking appalling. So we have to make it clear to trade unionists it's not just environmental agenda about local concerns.
It's about the actual people that are going to retire and be in field poverty.
Yeah, and so we need we need them to not be working on this, and we need
construction. What can we do practically?
Construction workers need to need to be fighting
the green bans in Australia.
I think it's a great idea. They need to be fighting building gas power stations and building these rigs, and also money's going to be important. These guys have got to feed themselves on camps and things like that. If they're camps,
donations to camps,
and media support as well. The thing is, what trade unions can give, they're working people who have support in local communities, and when all this right-wing toss comes out slagging off everyone as hippies and scum, right? The same divide rules shit. You've got to hear it from the trade unions, because they are working people. Because the worst slur they have against us and the worst thing that they say about us is that we're unemployed, lazy scum, right? We're unemployed, lazy professional activists, and that's so. Even if you agree with the cause, you don't agree with the people fighting for the cause. So when we get working people on board saying, no, I'm a working person, this affects all of us, not just environmentally, but in my pocket, at home, you know, that's when we've got a genuine chance of really changing the agenda nationally. And it's obviously high enough in the agenda nationally for every piece of support to really have a tipping influence. You know, we can win this with a lot of effort.